I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
The story seems unbelievable. Bernie Madoff, 70 years old, a pillar in the overlapping worlds of Wall Street and Jewish philanthropy. A self-made man, a Long Island lifeguard and lawn sprinkler installer who begins his career in finance as a bookkeeper. By all accounts, tactful and discreet, low-key in an arena filled with oversized egos, an advisor and friend to many of the richest and most influential business people in the world. How could that Bernie Madoff be the same man who, according to authorities, now admits that his business was, quote, all just one big lie? The same man now running from news photographers like a common criminal.
My mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. President.
It had taken Enron 16 years to go from about 10 billion of assets to 65 billion of assets. It took him 24 days to go bankrupt.
What the hell is he building in this?
This company collapsed so quickly and so entirely. It was into bankruptcy within a matter of weeks. It just immediately had all the makings of a gigantic scandal.
He's hiding something from the rest of us.
The fatal flaw at Enron, if there was one, you say it was pride. But then it was arrogance, intolerance, greed.
So many of them were blinded by the money that they didn't see that they were sinking their own lifeboat.
You have a right to know.
It just got hungrier and hungrier. Sooner or later, they were doomed to go off that cliff at 90 miles an hour.
It's astounding that they got away with it for so long. In reality, Enron was a house of cards.
What we didn't know is that the house of cards had been built over a pool of gasoline. It all sort of became smoke and mirrors.
Committee will come to order. This is a case of America's largest corporate bankruptcy. The question here is what happened, who was responsible for it happening, and what can we do to prevent this sort of thing from happening again?
I think the Enron story is so fascinating because people perceive it as a story that's about numbers, that it's somehow about all these complicated transactions. But in reality, it's a story about people, and it's really a human tragedy.
Now, Mr. Abramoff, if you will state after me, I solemnly affirm that the testimony I give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I do.
Jack Abramoff had all the tools in the lobby toolbox.
He was the #1 lobbyist in Washington.
Jack Abramoff was really smart. Maybe he was too smart for his own good.
Abramoff has admitted to bribing as many as 20 members of Congress.
Campaign contributions for legislation.
Now, was it a quid pro quo? I guess you can call it that.
All of a sudden, nobody remembered Jack. I frankly don't even remember having my picture taken with the guy. I don't know him.
Of course Bush knew him. Absolutely. Native American game is an $18 billion industry.
The D.C. lobbyists were hired in the median of the tribal treasury to follow.
Abramoff loved email.
You referred to tribes as morons, stupid idiots, monkeys, effing troglodytes.
Page after page after page.
All the freedom fighters got together in Angola. Of all places.
We are genuine freedom fighters.
Jack always bragged about having mob ties.
He approached you and said,
You want to be head of an international corporation? I'm not qualified to run a Baskin Robbins, let alone an international think tank.
The
money poured in. Abramoff had billed 6 tribes $82 million.
He was the money guy.
It's another day at the office.